Does your Performance Max campaign get no or only a few impressions? This can be frustrating, especially since Google gives you little insights about what is actually happening. But don't worry, you're not the first one with this problem. In this video, I'll show you the 9 most common reasons for Performance Max campaigns to not get any or just a few impressions. Ready? Let's go. Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Timo and I've got clicks in mind. I'm a Google Ads professional and have been running successful Google Ads campaigns for more than 5 years now. Here on my channel, I love to help people to drive more success with their Google Ads campaigns. So subscribe to this channel if you're interested in videos like these. But now, without further ado, let's look at why your Performance Max campaign is not getting any impressions. Even if the first reason sounds trivial, please make sure that there are no overarching account issues, because Google might block your campaigns because there are any issues with your account. Reasons could be, for example, problems with payment or other violations in other ads you're running. Before we look into the more complicated problems that there could be with Performance Max campaigns, please make sure that the account is running. And now we come to the second problem, and that is if you have a too aggressive target ROAS or target CPA. This might be one of the most common problems I see, because when you set up a Performance Max campaign, you can choose between maximize conversion value and maximize conversions. And then you also have the option to set more restrictions with a target return on ad spend, ROAS, or a target CPA, cost per action. And Google will often recommend you using that. And of course, while this does sound good because you can have a little bit more control, a too aggressive target ROAS or target CPA can just limit your campaign from the start on. And what should you do in this case? If your account is new and you don't have a lot of conversion data in your account already, do not choose a target ROAS or target CPA from the start up, because there is no data the algorithm can base its decisions on. On the other hand, if you already have an older account with campaigns which are already running for some time, the target ROAS or target CPA can still be very limiting. So if you're not getting any impressions, try lowering the target or even taking it out for some time. That also brings me to the third problem why your Performance Max campaigns might not get as much impressions as you would like if you have a brand new campaign, and especially with a brand new account. Because even Google says it can take up to 48 hours until you see any impressions in your account. So in this case, you might just need to be a little bit more patient. One other reason that could be the problem is if you just did big recent changes to your campaign, because that will just create a new situation for the algorithm and it might just start completely from scratch. And as a consequence, it might lower and reduce the number of impressions for some time. One other issue for the limited delivery of a campaign could be that there is another campaign which is competing for the same target audience. In this case, for Performance Max campaigns, targeting means especially the advertised product or service, the targeted region, or the audience signals which you add to your campaign. With this overlap, multiple of your campaigns compete in the same auctions. In this case, the traffic is either split between the campaigns, or one campaign is favored and preferred against another one, and the other campaign might not get any impressions or limited impressions. And for Performance Max campaigns, while they will be preferred over standard shopping and most of the search campaigns, multiple Performance Max campaigns targeting the same audience might be a problem. And what should you do in this case? Try to avoid having multiple Performance Max campaigns targeting the same products or services and the same target audience. The fifth problem that could limit your Performance Max campaigns are issues with your ads. Because it can happen that Google is limiting the delivery of your ads because there are problems with your assets. Sometimes the assets you provide will cause problems with the Google Ads guidelines. The most common ones are trademark issues, Problems with your landing page, for example, if it cannot be found, or the use of unauthorized characters or formatting. And how can you check and fix this? If there are policy violations in your asset groups, you can just check this by checking the status of each one. To do this, just go to the asset group overview, and when you see an asset group having issues, you can just hover over the status and get more information on that. Google automatically checks for policy violations, and it is therefore pretty common for Google to point out a problem even if your assets are actually okay. In this case, you can just appeal against the decision and Google will check it again manually. If you are running e-commerce Performance Max campaigns with a product feed, issues with your products can of course also limit your campaign. And in most cases, Performance Max campaigns with a product feed will focus mainly on shopping ads, at least 80%. And of course, they only work with eligible products. So what can you do? You can check the product status directly in Google Ads or in the Google Merchant Center for the most common issues. And those are, for example, the products are sold out, they are rejected or restricted, or the landing page is not available. If you find issues with your products, make sure that you get rid of them, and that might just also fix your entire campaign. The problem number 7 on this list is also very important because it concerns conversion tracking. For Performance Max campaigns, a working conversion tracking setup is essential for the success of your campaign. Because with the two bidding strategies that you can choose from, maximize conversions and maximize conversion value, conversions are the ultimate goal for the algorithm. And if there are problems with the conversion tracking, for example, purchases or lead forms aren't tracked or the conversion value isn't transmitted, then the algorithm just lacks this success signal. And this means that if it can no longer reach the goal, it will limit the campaign and consequently limit the number of impressions. So what can you do? Please make sure that your conversion tracking is working. Another reason for the low number of impressions can be a small target audience. And while you cannot really limit the Performance Max campaigns with audience signals, you still have location targeting. So the reason why your impressions are low could be that you are focusing on an area which is just too small. So if possible, try to expand your target region. And if it's not possible, and most of the time that's the case, your campaign might already be operating at its limits and cannot generate any more impressions. And last but not least, we started with a trivial reason and we will end with one, because they are surprisingly often the problem and of course they are easy to fix. So please check, could the lack of impressions be due to one of the following reasons? Your campaign is not activated, your asset groups are not activated, or you've set an end date which is already in the past. So just make sure everything is running. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or experiencing other issues on this. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next videos. Until then, work smart with clicks in mind.